Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. La la la. La la la. You are first, call me Clayface. Welcome to the stream. Can you double check for me that you can hear me? Bathroom Urinal, Mike Huey. What's up, Eric? How are you guys? That I blended what's up, Eric, with what's up back to you. Sleep is for the weak, painted minis are eternal. Exactly. My plan is to create a collection of metal minis so large that it confounds archaeologists for millennia. You guys can tell I'm already tired, eh? Welcome to the stream, guys. Well, first time for everything, Mike Huey. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I haven't obviously been really announcing when they are. I've just been popping on when I feel like it. I was just filming a longer format video, and I was getting too tired to do a good job, so I figured I'm still awake enough to stream. And let's do it. So I got these Steel Legion that I bought on eBay. Somebody painted them dark green, which is no bueno. So call me Clayface. Eric, do you have any tips on painting Necrons? No, I have none whatsoever. I've got a whole Indomitus half of Necrons still in the box, and I have no plans for them at the moment because that's one of the inertia pieces, is I don't know how I'm going to paint them. I would probably just use a silver spray paint as a base, and then I don't know, might be a good opportunity to play around with oil washes, different glazes to get some variation in color and weathering on the metal. Sounds like I do have something to say about it. Devin Dewar asks, do you have enough storage space? Yeah, I have a lot of storage space nowadays. Some of it is nicer than the others. Like, I don't have unlimited shelf space in my hobby space down here, but I've got an attic and I've got a garage now. So I can do minis from here to the sky. Jay Bones asks, what's my favorite guard regiment? And I have to say the Talarn Desert Warriors. I just like the style of their sculpts the most. But I don't really know too much about any of them, to be honest. I've read a few of the C.F.S. Kane novels. And I think he's stationed with a Valhallan regiment. I got a couple Valhallans too. I think they're cool. But they're also like really clearly World War II Russians. Which is not as cool as sort of the Lawrence of Arabia in space type vibe that the Talarn have. Archenerica, hey, welcome back, Archenerica. And Painted Maiden, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, to the stream, I suppose. Mike Huey, do you have any advice for painting white minis? I used to hate using white paints, but now what I do is I add a little bit of medium when I'm painting them. And I just take my time and paint very thinly. And that keeps it from getting too chalky, which used to be the problem that I have. And a lot of people would say you should start with a light gray and highlight up from there. But to be honest, the way I handle most of the white that I paint is I just use the white contrast paint because that stuff's pretty sweet. Lawn047 says, loving all these streams. Me too. Maybe you can tell. I just find it easy, you know, and a little bit less, feel a little bit less isolated when I'm hanging out with you guys. So I think this is a good thing. I'm definitely going to keep it going. Chapstick says, I don't think you play AOS, but are you interested in the Old World reboot? You're right, I don't play AOS. Hang on. I've got a bit of a lighting issue here, guys. Give me a second. I think I can do a little better than this. Actually, that light looks bad. What about this one? The Old World reboot, I don't know. It could go either way. I don't really know what they intend to do with it. If it's, like, when I think about the moves that Games Workshop has been making recently in terms of 40K and in terms of Age of Sigmar, they've been really trying to shore up their IP, like their intellectual property in respect to Warhammer. So, and also, there's the issue of, I don't know how Warhammer the Old World could be compatible with the old Warhammer Fantasy on account of the fact that there's no... The miniatures have grown. The scale has crept. The horse is out of the barn door. How can they ever rank up on the same size bases ever again? Like, it just... So I'm having trouble with that. I mean, the first concept art that was leaked was the Kislev Ice Maidens or something like that, and so it seems a little bit more divorced from the sort of historical feel of Warhammer Fantasy that I enjoy. I can't picture those ranked up on square bases, so we'll see. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I've heard rumors it's going to be like the Horus Heresy, which is to say Forge World, resin mostly. And I'm sure there will be some good sculpts to come out of it, but will the game system be good and cool? I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. The nighttime is the right time. Yeah, I figure there's always going to be someone awake, right? So where are you guys? Let me know in the chat where you guys are in terms of time zones, because I'm curious. Are you guys North Americans like me, just burning the midnight oil, or are you somewhere else? Simple says, Eric, what are your thoughts on romance in 40K? Should there be more? I'm trying to think if I've read a Black Library story that has like romance in it. I certainly don't think like, hey, you want some more romance in 40K? Ready? Yeah, like, I don't know, it's a tabletop war game. Like, it's war, right? War is not particularly romantic. So I'm curious kind of what you mean. Like, just in the Black Library context? I mean, it can work. It certainly adds stakes to a thrilling story when there's love involved. You know, I think love is one of the reasons people kill in the real world. Whether it's for, you know, well, whether it's for love of their family or love of their country or their unrequited love or their love was stolen or hurt, or, you know, it's pretty much every action movie. The first act is justifying all the violence that's going to happen in the second and third act by having something the person loves taken away from them, right? So, yeah, I think love is an important part of storytelling. It's a good question. You can tell my brain's a little fried the way I answered that. Mike Huey, also Eric, it's Mike from Discord. Sorry, I don't have the same username. Yeah, okay, there's some people have a different username on eBay, or a different username on YouTube, different username on Patreon, different username on Discord, and different username when they message me on Instagram. And it's like, I'm not going to know it's you unless you guys unify your usernames. But, or unless you just let me know. Maybe I have, and you know, actually, you guys want to know something messed up? Is my mom actually told me recently what her username is, and she's been commenting on my YouTube, and I didn't even realize it was her. So, maybe you guys are all just alt accounts of my mom. Just humoring me. Arizona. Nice. UK 6 a.m. wishing I was still asleep. We'll go back to sleep, dude. British Columbia 10:10 p.m. Nice. Virginia. So yeah, you guys are all mostly... Oh, Malaysia. We got a Malaysia. That's our Generica. Cool. Oh, you told me that before. Or was that a different Malaysian that told me that? LA, New York, Australia, 3 p.m. Cool, so we got a nice little mix. It's like I thought, it doesn't really matter what time I stream. Hello there, is it okay to tag or DM the picture of my work on IG? Just finished my Hot Wheels mod with Wasteland and Doom Team and just printed the Doom Guy mini, gonna paint that guy. It's not only okay, Teoku Sultan, it's encouraged. Please do, send me a picture, I love it. Wesley Favreau says, honey, you should be in bed. Are you one of my wife's alt accounts? I definitely should be in bed. This is not going to be a very long stream tonight, guys. Just a little one. Just wanted to see who's awake. Who my fellow mad men and mad women are. The mad people. Mindral, greetings from Chile. Greetings, Mindral. Are you guys still locked down there in Chile? Are you able to leave the house freely? I know there's some draconian lockdowns recently down there. I feel for you. Mad folk, that's a good one. Wesley Favreau, this is your mother. Why haven't you called? I know you're not my mom. You know how I know? Because my mom's upstairs. She's staying with me right now. So she would not say, why haven't you called? Joke's on you, pal. That's the other creepy thing, is my wife or my mom watching my streams from within the same house. That's just like the worst feeling, I gotta tell you. I don't know why. Bro, I'm sleeping. Keep it up. Love ya. Good night, Travizzle. Travizizzle. I missed a syllable. Call me Clayface. Are you working on any big projects? Yes, I am. Obviously not at this particular moment. But I was just working on one before I started the stream. And I just decided I want a little painting break before bed just to unwind a little bit. But yes, I'm working on some really big projects. Some of the biggest projects the biggest projects that the channel has ever seen are coming in the pipeline. I have so much more space now, guys, that I can do some really, really cool things. And I've invested in a couple new tools that are a little bit more sophisticated than what I normally use. And maybe let me know what you guys think about this, because I like to keep my channel accessible to people with like low-tech basic materials, but I also want to take some of my projects to the next level. So what do you guys think? My thoughts are that probably I'll just do a mix. I'll keep doing some basic ones, and I'll do some more advanced stuff that uses more advanced materials and more advanced technology and implements. And that way we can satisfy everybody. What do you guys think? You should do a painting stream with your mom. It'd be super wholesome. Yeah, maybe. My mom's kind of shy about that stuff, though. It's like she doesn't really have any interest in being exposed publicly. Like I remember, I mean, this was many years ago now, but I put a picture of her on Facebook, and she was like, why did you put a picture of me on the internet? I'm not comfortable with that. And it just hadn't occurred to me that she might not be. But yeah, so I doubt she'd want to do that. My wife will appear on my channel at some point, though. You guys will like her. Call me Clayfaces. Do whatever you want. It's your channel. Indeed it is. Just wondering what you guys thought. Do what makes you proud, and of course do some basic tool videos for us common folk. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of both. Mike Huey says, that's respectable. People deserve a right to privacy. Yeah, of course. Of course, everybody deserves privacy. What is this weird orange light? Is that even better? Why is it so orange, eh? I don't like it. I don't like it. Just gonna move this light to a better position. Or am I? Maybe I will just struggle in the attempt and not actually do it. Archinerica says, even making some one-to-one stuff, scale stuff like that servo skull would be awesome. You know, when I first started this channel, it's interesting. I wanted to leave it open for a pretty wide variety of content, and I've gotten myself into making largely terrain stuff, which is not bad because that's what I really like to make. But yeah, I think I'm going to experiment with some wackier video types. The core of the channel will always be crafting miniature pieces, but there's going to be some wacky stuff that you guys really wouldn't expect, I think. That's not necessarily even crafting related, that I'm going to be experimenting with. Moonshadow Mini said, Eric's Hobby Workshop, your Necromunda terrain inspired me to start making a feudal ash waste spire. Sounds wicked, man. How big's it going to be? Simple says, Eric, I'm going to bail. We'll watch the rest tomorrow. Have a good night. By the way, you're the reason I got in a Necromunda and kill team. Cool, man. Have a good night. You know what, guys? I should mention that what I'm going to do with these streams as a going forward thing is I'm going to maybe leave them up on the channel for a little bit, but then I'm going to unlist them and put them over on my Patreon page. So my patrons will be able to watch the back catalog of streams whenever they want, but I'm kind of worried, like, I don't know what they're going to do to, like, my page's analytics. Like, if I have a bunch of streams that have 10% of the views of my regular videos, is that going to mess up my channel statistics? And I'm a little bit nervous about it, to be honest. So I have to unlist a bunch of the videos, I think, before too long. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting them over on my Patreon page. So if you guys needed an extra reason to become a patron, maybe that's a good one, eh? I'm also doing a giveaway over there right now, which is going to be really fun. And I'm going to do more of those in the coming months too. Because I love my patrons. They're awesome. Moonshadow Minis. The Hive Spire, not sure, it keeps growing. Sounds about right, man. Awesome. Keep me updated on it. John Hanlon says, I just got my fortress walls and hexagon towers cut out. Assembly starts tomorrow. Awesome, man. That's one of the ones that engineering-wise I'm most proud of. I think the interlocking system with the buttresses, I'm very proud of that. One of the coolest things was the Wylock from Bill from Wylock's Armory made one of those sets, and I was just so flattered because, as I mentioned before, he's one of the huge reasons why I have a channel in the first place. So to see him make one of my tutorials, it kind of felt like things coming full circle, and that felt pretty good. Brianna Chukri says, paywall? What are you asking about? Hey, Eisenhorn's in the chat with the Eric question mark, and that is the first time out of the night, everybody. This is a banned post. If you say Eric with a question mark, you spend 5 minutes in the Shadow Realm. Enjoy your time contemplating your sins in purgatory, Eisenhorn. Brianna Chukri says paywall. I'm not sure what you're referring to. My Patreon? Yeah, that's what Patreon is. Patreon's a big paywall. Huge paywall. Archie and Erica says Senpai noticed you. Hey, exactly. Yes. Yeah. I think once things are a little bit more calmed down, I'm going to do a collaboration with Wylock. An in-person one, the way it used to be. Not just let's chat on Discord and do something at the same time on our respective channels at a distance. Like something we'll actually maybe meet up and do something cool together. Brianna Chukri says, old vids on Patreon? Yes, behind the paywall on Patreon. Gotta pump my numbers somehow, right? Gotta get people over there somehow. See. Cruz Rice says, is this your army project? Oh my gosh, my thing's broken. How long's that been like that? Maybe I won't show you guys all my Remember when I said I'd fix all my technical issues before my next stream? I lied. I'm working on it though, guys. I didn't expect to be streaming tonight. I just thought I'd pop in. John Bear Ross says, stay strong, Eisenhorn. 5 minutes in the hole. The hole, I like that. Like Shawshanky. I never thought to call it the hole. That's a good one. Call me Clayface says, you know what, Eric? I'll give you my money. Oh, that's sweet. Appreciate that. S90 says 5 seconds, not long, lol. No, the timeout is 300 seconds. It's 5 minutes in the hole, which is an eternity in there because it's time passes differently when you can't post. Quick, hide the adult apps, says Lunda07. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I have anything like that, but it does make me uncomfortable to have you guys just all of a sudden seeing my phone home screen. So I'm gonna have to tighten that up. Moonshadow Mini says, Eric's Hobby Workshop, what are your thoughts on Dark Mechanicus? Well, actually, funny you should ask that, because I have a start collecting AdMech box that I've been wanting to make into sort of a Dark Mechanicus vibe. And I think until I have like a full army, I'll just use them as cultists for my Chaos boys. But I think they're really cool. I think the aesthetic is really cool. And I've been thinking about actually trying to do some alternate heads for them, or alternate bits. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any ideas for alternate bits for those guys. That could be cool. Sugar Candy Miniatures says, hello. Hello, Sugar Candy Miniatures. Welcome. Kill Team 2.0 confirmed. Orcs and Deathcore. Is that confirmed? That must be brand new news. Is that confirmed? I haven't seen that anywhere. Huh. Huh. So anybody who's new in the chat, can you let me know where you live? You don't have to give me your exact address. I'm just curious where in the world you live and what time it is there, because I'm trying to figure out what time streams are popping and what time they're not. And I'm thinking Tuesday at 1:30 in the morning. Could go either way. Jesse Cabral says, hello. I'm staying up late building a Def Dread. Cool. My brother just built a Def Dread. He sent me pictures. It looks great. It's definitely a cool model. Are you building with the face or without the face? Because it's got two options, right? Jesse Cabral says Canada 1:30. Okay, so you're in the Eastern time zone, same as me. Pahrump, Nevada. Alaska 9:29. Toronto. Seahuth said Toronto 1:28. For those of you who don't know, that's how locals to Toronto say Toronto. They say Toronto. Or the 6 if they're more lit. Or when I was younger, they used to call it T-Dot. Denver, Calgary, Singapore. Singapore, hell yeah. Welcome, Austin. Tico in Indonesia. You're the one I was talking to, not the Arch Generica and the Malaysia. Yeah, Arch Generica. The 6 is something that I think Drake came up with because the area code for Metropolitan Toronto for dialing a phone is 416, which then just becomes the 6, I guess. And for a while there was a bit of a stigma. I mean, not really, but like the suburban areas around Toronto, the area code was 905. So some people who had 416 area codes were a little bit more snobby about it. Like, oh, you're a 905 or whatever. But, I mean, then Toronto ran out of 416 area codes, and now there's 647 area code that they give to all new numbers, and they give it to people both in the 905 region and the 416 region. So I think that's not a thing anymore. But yeah, Drake has popularized calling Toronto the 6. Seahuth. The 5. What's the 5? Georgie says, I forget how big North America is. Yeah, dude, it's huge. I think it's, 5.5 time zones wide? Or is it 4.5? 6.5? I obviously don't know. But from the Maritimes to BC is a long way. And I always talk to people who... sometimes I'll talk to Europeans or somebody, and they say like, "Oh, I really want to visit Canada. I'm gonna see Peggy's Cove, and then I'm gonna take the bus to Toronto, and then take the bus to Banff." And it's like, dude, don't do that. Do not do that. You're gonna be just sitting there for literally days, looking out the window, watching prairies roll by. And actually, watching prairies roll by is more fun than the drive across Ontario, which is you're just being like a hallway of forest driving on a highway. You can't even see any long views or anything like that. But Canada's a beautiful place, but I don't think driving on a short trip is the way to see it. Arch Generica says Toronto street gangs must be a thing now. Toronto's always had gangs. Doesn't every place have gangs? The Zoom cam froze. Oh, uh-oh. What happened there? Thanks for the heads up. There we go. We're back. Back in action. So who in here has been to one of my earlier streams before when I said that I was going to improve the production quality? It's still the first week. Okay, guys? It's still the first week. It's coming. Bunch of first timers in the chat. I love you. Did I just say I love you? Guys, I'm exhausted. I love it. I don't just throw around L-bombs like that. Okay, I might have to end this one sooner than I thought, guys. It's nice to have you in here, though, guys. Hey, everybody, while you're here, maybe open another window and go to Twitch and follow me over there as well. I've only done one test over on Twitch, but it would be nice to have a bit of an audience if I do go live on there again, because I'm still trying to figure out where the best places to stream are and what the differences are and all of that good stuff. So if you like the streams, maybe go follow me on Twitch as well. S90 says, are these Forge World resin? No, they're not. They're metal. These are metal. You can, oh, it's got a magnet. It's hard to tell, but these are metal Steel Legion. These aren't, what are the Forge World one? Death Company of Krieg? These are Steel Legion. So these are from Armageddon, fighting the orcs. Leandro Cornelson says, third's one that I'm watching. If you're going to improve your audio quality, please leave the white noise in the background. You like that white noise in the background? It's kind of two options, Leandro. So I'm under some lights here. You can see this big fill light over here. That one there. And then there's this like spotlight there. And they're hot. They're hot lights. And the sound, the white noise you hear is like, there's like 4 different sources of white noise down here. There's like, I have an air filter, I have a dehumidifier, I have the furnace, which is also, I guess not the furnace running right now, but the air conditioner, the central air conditioning, and then also the hot water heater kicks in from time to time and makes its own white noise. So what I do when I'm filming my longer videos, and I need to do the audio, and I actually care about the audio quality more on that, because people are going to be listening to it with headphones and be more picky when it's a longer format rather than a stream. What I do is I turn everything off. But then it gets really hot down here under the lights. So after filming under the lights with the air conditioning off for like an hour, I start to sweat and I get really shiny. So yeah, I got to figure something out. How loud is the white noise though? Is it soothing? You guys actually like the white noise, or were you just breaking my balls? Rodante Diano says, do you accept minis as gifts to revamp? You know what? If you wanted to send me a mini as a gift, I would absolutely love that. So send me an email, ericshobbyworkshop@gmail.com. Hey, did you hear that? That's the air conditioner kicking in. That's another layer of white noise. Sorry, Redante. Yeah, send me an email at ericshobbyworkshop@gmail.com, all one word, no spaces, and we'll talk. Sounds cool. Let me know what you want to send me. Lawn047 says, the reveal of why Eric is known as sweaty in the hobby has been revealed. Is that a real thing? You shouldn't just say that. You're going to make me paranoid and insecure. Have you heard of Eric's Hobby Workshop? Is he the sweaty guy? Yeah, that's the guy. Jeez. Come on, man. I'm doing my best over here. What do they call it? Any females in the chat that can tell me what's the name for, or females or makeup enthusiasts? When you have that shiny look in the makeup profession. Dewy. They call it looking dewy. Right? Yeah, Astro Zombiac says, Eric does not sweat, he glows. That's exactly right. I'm glowing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Poppy Appletree says, females. The reason I have to ask instead of just assuming that there's some females in the chat is because when I look at my channel analytics, sometimes it's like 98% male. Sometimes it's like as low as 92% male, but it's overwhelmingly largely male. But I do like you females coming in here as well. Don't think you're not welcome. You most definitely are. See who says decimal system. Hey guys, want to hear something funny? The other day I was talking to Emil from Age of Squidmar, and he was making fun of how Americans use the imperial system. And I hit him with this one, which is that if the metric system is so great, how come you don't use metric time, right? Can you imagine that? A day that's 10 hours long with 100 minutes per hour and 100 seconds per minute? Everybody's gangster about imperial or about metric until metric time comes up. Then it gets real quiet, real fast. I think we can all agree that imperial time is the way to go. Metric time would make me feel like just horrible, like some sort of. I think time is the worst thing to feel like it's extra regimented. You know what I mean? Like Poppy Apple Tree, they tried metric time during the French Revolution. Doesn't surprise me. Those revolutionary folks. Moonshadow Minis said use both. Didn't work, huh? Sometimes I look up and just get little snippets about what you guys are talking about and I'm trying to figure it out. I don't understand. Jesse Cabral says, your video on the orc scrapyard was awesome. I hope you make more orc videos. I want to try to make some garages. Yeah, go for it, man. I don't have any orc videos on the immediate horizon, but I really like Gorka Morka. And when my brother comes to visit me with his orc army, I'm sure we'll do something orc related, even if it's just a battle report on my orc and desert terrain or something like that. Or maybe some live streams. We'll see. But I don't have any projects on the near docket for orcs, unfortunately. But I appreciate that you like that. Time is the worst thing to have to keep track of. I agree with that. I agree time is the worst thing to keep track of. I was watching this show called Legion, guys. Do you know this show? And the guy who used to be on Flight of the Conchords, played Jermaine, is one of the characters in it. And he, at one point somebody says, what time is it? And he goes, this is a conversation about time. I try not to have conversations about time. And I like that. I want to live like that. Jermaine Clement. Is that his real name? Is that the name of the actor? It's Jermaine? Or is that his name of his character in Flight of the Conchords? Or is it one and the same? Rodante says, alrighty Eric, I sent you an email with some photos. Awesome, man. Please forgive me if I don't check it until tomorrow, but I'm probably going to go to bed right after this stream. But thank you for sending an email. Arch and Erica says, yep, real name. Cool. Learn something new every day. Astro Zombiac says the guy streaming his painting session at 1 in the morning. Can I say, you guys don't tune into my channel for the sanity, do you? For the responsible life decisions? Oh, shoot. Keen to see that classic Steel Legion. Yeah, I'm not sure when they're going to appear on the channel, but once I have the guys painted, I tend to let them model on my terrain. So why not? I like them to be. I have a bunch of Imperial Guard guys, but the thing that I really have trouble with Imperial Guard, that always bugged me about them when I would see them as a kid in the rule book and stuff, is it's such a commitment to commit to paint your bases one way. Like if you have Valhallans, to paint them in winter bases, you know what I mean? Because then it's like, if I had an army painted on winter bases, I would only ever want to play on winter battlefields and against an opponent who also had winter bases. So like the Games Workshop Studio Army used to have the Tyranids on winter bases and then the Valhallans. So they would only show them on those winter battlefields. But I remember thinking as a kid, like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not going to collect a whole new army just to do winter bases. And here I am as an adult, and yeah, I think I am going to do exactly that. I think if I get Tyranids, they're going to be on winter bases, and I'm going to do some Valhallans, they'll be on winter bases as well. S90 says, hope they're ready for dem orky boys. Yeah, yep, the Steel Legion stays ready. They're always ready for the orcs. But I have a second unit of the Steel Legion as well. So what I was going to do, guys, my kind of intention here is I was going to paint these guys in like a sandy tan color coats. And then they'll have desert bases. And they'll go with my Talarn Desert Warriors. And then the other unit of Steel Legion, I'm going to paint them with like white greatcoats and snow bases. And they're going to go with my Valhallans. So I'm going to have 2 different guard armies in different climates. Because I'm an absolute madman. The new Cadian Sprue is pretty nice. How do you guys feel about that? I'm not going to lie, I felt a little bit miffed. I would love to see a whole new guard kit that has like interchangeable mantles and heads. And like, you know, like a sprue that's just entirely densely packed heads. And there's Talarn heads, and there's Steel Legion heads, and there's Vostroyan heads, and there's the ones with pith helmets, the, what are those guys called? Praetorian Guard, and Mordians. And that kit would sell so well because everybody would want a zillion heads for all manner of different kit bashes. And then you'd see a million different flavors of guard on the table. It'd be absolutely fantastic. And I think it's a missed opportunity, and maybe they'll do it down the line, but I just don't think so. They're kind of moving away from letting you choose how your models look, which is not a bad thing because you can always kit bash, but I just think that would be such a cool kit, like a real proper Imperial Guard infantry kit. And I'm sure they're clever enough to figure out how to make it look like great coats on some guys and flak jackets on some guys, and I think the key would be the interchangeable mantle, not just the head but the upper chest. So like for a Talarn guy it would be like a desert scarf, and for like a Valhallan guy it would be like a fur collar, and for the Steel Legion guy it'd be these you know, trench coat collars and stuff like that. They could do it, and it could be amazing. Jake Dog says, I want new Berserkers and Angron. 100%, dude. That Berserker kit, I remember my friend who lived around the corner when I was like 11, 12 years old, when I was just getting into the hobby, got that Berserker kit for Christmas. And it's the same kit now. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. For those of you who were on the stream a few nights ago, I kit bashed my own Berserkers because I just couldn't wait. And that's the beauty, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, I really only feel mild annoyance when Games Workshop doesn't release the kits I want. Because you know what? They do have so many good kits, and you can make your own stuff. You can kit bash. You can go third party. Like, there's really just no reason to let your jimmies get rustled when Games Workshop doesn't come through with the kits you want. Blood for the blood dog. Robert Sperry says, I'm working on a kit bash of 30k Lorgar into a Chaos Lord with jump pack and Twin Thunderhammer, Demon Mauls. Sounds pretty wicked, man. How big is the Lorgar model compared to like a Primaris Marine? I'm curious. I've never... Actually, that's not true. I just saw some Primarchs in person the other day. I assume Lorgar would be about that same scale. That's pretty cool. That's probably going to be awesome. Devin Dewar asks, do you like the Adeptus Custodes at all? Devin Dewar, the answer is kind of. They're growing on me rapidly. The more I hear about them in the lore, the more I think they're cool. When I just first saw the models, I was like, what is this? Like another flavor of Space Marine, but with like bigger and badder and like more gold? Didn't seem that cool to me. But now that I know what they actually are, I think what would be the tipping point for me is if I read some more Black Library that featured Custodes characters. Because I do think it's a cool concept. I kind of like their dynamic with Guilliman too, how like they're not necessarily his sycophantic supporters. Robert Sperry says he's taller than a Primaris for sure. So he's maybe like Abaddon size? Abaddon? You guys say Abaddon or Abaddon? Let me know in the chat. I think it's a Abaddon, right? Because it's a name from the Bible. Isn't it? Some people said, oh, it's a pun of Abaddon. Like he's Abaddon. Like a bad one. But I think it's a biblical name. Abaddon. You can tell I've revealed that I'm not a Bible scholar with my ignorance. I say it how you say it. Hell yeah, dude. You're saying it right. Golden Boys rock. Tyrannid swarms break like waves on rock on them. Awesome. It is a biblical name. Good. Good. I'm not making a total fool of myself, even if I'm tired and rambling a little bit. Just like the Dark Angels special hero Belial. Original Hebrew is Abaddon, but it sounds so much better the other way. Interesting. I have to look into that. I remember when I was a kid, some of my friends were like, I don't want to say, iPhone storage full. Are you serious? What's going on, guys? Holy moly. Well, the incompetence continues, guys. Give me a moment here. Robert Sperry says, oof. This is an oof. You know why? Because I deleted a huge amount of stuff earlier, so something's going wrong, where it's not actually recognizing the things I deleted. Bear with me here, guys. You guys are good sports, right? Moonshadow Mini says, oh man. Archinerica says, someone get this man a second webcam. I have lots of cameras. This was the simplest thing to set up on the short term, guys, and it's obviously got its problems. Let's try this. Alright, I think we're back in business. If this doesn't work, guys, then I might have to flee in shame here. No, it's working. It's working. It's working. Short boxing says cancel air reported for technical difficulties. Is there really a way to do that? Did people drop off the stream? Yeah, a bunch of people did. That's cool. You guys are the real ones for staying. No, I don't blame people for not wanting to watch me fumble with my phone. But we're back in business now, right? Let's enhance. Enhance. It even looks better than before, if I do say so myself. Dave Yelly says, hi Eric, nice greetings from Germany. Welcome, Dave. Nice to see you on here. It's because you didn't recite the correct prayer provided by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah. Could be something like that. You know what I think it is? I think somebody showed me that there's like, there is in fact like a recycling bin on the phone. That like just because you delete something doesn't mean it disappears right away. So even though I deleted a bunch of stuff, it's probably still on there. Good morning from Denmark. Hey, European people waking up. I love it. That's not good for me wanting to go to bed, but I'm glad to have you guys here. Interesting. So maybe the solution is not to stream earlier, but actually to stream later. Hey? What do you guys think? You know what? I think the only solution to find out when the best time to stream would be to do a 24-hour stream and to see when it peaks out. What do you guys think? Would you guys join me for a 24-hour stream? Would you put your lives on hold for 24 hours? Good lordy, coffee. Sleep is for the weak, Eric. Just give it up. Yeah, like what are the people who are like, I'll sleep when I'm dead? It's like you're gonna die earlier with that attitude, aren't you? It's like both over and under sleeping is bad for you. So I err on the side of oversleeping sometimes and undersleeping other times. It's all about balance, right guys? Sleep paint. Tape a brush to your hand. Oh geez. That's not gonna work out too well. Kamaro Yo-Yo says hello from Paris. Hey, welcome. We're getting some Europeans in the chat, just like you guys said. What's the weather like in Paris, Kamaro? Has Europe been having a heat wave? I haven't really been paying attention to European news. We've had some crazy weather over here. Had like 20 super hard rainstorms just this season. I don't know if that's normal because I just moved here, but I don't think it's normal. If you oversleep, you're going to end up more tired than undersleeping. Ain't that the truth? Oversleeping is one of those things where you think it almost becomes like quicksand. Like you guys ever like oversleep and then you just like it's so hard to get up and you like part of your brain is telling you just go back to sleep, like just like pulling you into the abyss. Terrible stuff. Whereas it's true, if I deprive myself of sleep, you get that second wind where you're just like giddy and you like sort of wired and then you hit a wall big time. Sometimes a sleep deprivation can cure depression. I've never heard that. I heard that ketamine or shrooms can sometimes be used as therapies. I've never heard sleep deprivation. Is that what they're doing in Guantanamo Bay? Is depression therapy? Okay, that's a terrible joke, guys. I shouldn't make bad jokes like that. S90 says, "Do not go quietly into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light." That poem gives me chills. It's good stuff. Huh. I think I just painted something that's not a strap. That's okay. Oh god, I laughed so much. That was dangerous, Eric LMAO. Yeah, the NSA agents on the stream probably took note of that one, eh? Dylan's named after Dylan Thomas. Very cool. Dylan Pearson, Dylan Thomas. There you go. I think Bob Dylan took his name after Dylan Thomas too, because his real name's Robert Zimmerman, if I recall correctly. I remember, like, I'm young enough to remember, guys, or should I say old enough, when you used to, like, knowing facts about musicians was cool, because, like, it meant that you had, like, read some magazine or something, because you couldn't just look up the Wikipedia page and then regurgitate a bunch of facts. So if you knew, like, musicians' real names, like, if you knew that Gene Simmons' real name was Chaim Witz, like, the only way to know that was, like, to read the Kiss official biography or something like that. So that was, like, a big flex. Whereas now it's just like, oh great, you read the Wikipedia page. How very obnoxious to flex that. But it was a different time, guys. It was a different time. Back then I used to spend all my money on CDs. That's probably why I didn't play Warhammer very much in high school, is because I was too busy pouring my money down the drain that is CDs and DVDs. Because otherwise I would just have no music. I wasn't allowed to download, like, a LimeWire or Kazaa or what's the other one, the earlier one, Napster. Because it was like I only had a family computer, and everyone was worried we'd get a virus and it would screw everyone over. So I just had to waste all my money on CDs. CDs are terrible, guys. They're inferior to even a cassette tape because they get so scratched. I had one of these binders. You just, like, every time you shove it in, it gets a few more micro scratches, and then I'd listen to my, like, Discman, and I'd just be walking around and it'd be skipping and jumping. Yeah, $30 for a new CD, or it'd be like a double disc and it'd be like $45. And this is back then. Absolutely bananas that I used to spend my money on that. And then when I was in university, I sold, like, my huge collection, sold most of it for like $100 to buy beer. Jeez, guys, these are the regrets. But if these are my biggest regrets in life, I think I'm doing okay. What do you guys think? Mike Huey asks, "Hey Eric, have you heard of the band Bolt Thrower? They do some Warhammer-inspired albums." The answer is yes, I have heard of them. Do I know their music? No, I don't. I've actually never really got around to listening to it, but I'm going to make a note to do that because I feel like I'd be into it. Which band would you say they're most like? Like Manowar or something? Because I really like Manowar. Imagine buying CDs and not just getting your friend to burn you a copy. Yeah, I had some friends that would burn CDs. But then you'd get, like, you had to be careful with that too, because you didn't want to get, like, you know, download some song called, like, Stairway to Heaven by Pink Floyd and then make that mistake around your friends. And you think that a song is by a band it's not from or something like that. Or you've been listening to a cover version. That's a whole other can of worms. And nowadays I just don't care about really what anybody says except my wife. But back then I was very concerned with the opinions of my peers. So I made a lot of my decision making was based around not getting roasted for something or other, which I think is the pretty common thing for young people. But what a waste of time. What a waste of time. How liberating it is to be free of that sort of mentality. I love Highway to Hell by Led Zeppelin. Yeah, exactly. That's the sort of things that you would find on LimeWire and Kazaa. Excited about the rumors of plastic death corps of Krieg. Think of converting those into Steel Legion. I'd never heard of that until just earlier in this chat. And I'm like, yeah, I'm normally hear about these rumors fairly quickly. Has that come out today? Where are these rumors coming from, God Convoy? Short Boxing says, I had a dope. Hang on a second. Am I totally frozen? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guys, am I frozen? It looks frozen to me. Huh. I'm not frozen? You guys can... Alrighty. Not frozen. That's good. How unsettling. So yeah, sorry, we were talking about Plastic Steel Legion. Or Plastic Death Corps of Krieg. When did that rumor came out? Where did it come from? How did I not hear about it? How much of a rumor is it? How confirmed is it? Vampy says, Eric, let it go. Let it go? Just let go? Alright, I let it go. Now what? Should I pick it back up? Let this go too? Let what go? Rumor's been going around for almost a year. Oh. So it's like, it's a nothing. I've heard lots of rumors that, like, I heard that they've had new plastic berserkers since they redid the Karn model, and they're just shelving them until their weird release schedule says they should release them. Someone says paint with the opposite hand now. Heck no, dude. What a waste of time. I'm useless with my left hand. S90 says, no, not nothing. Seems to be legit as time goes on. Well, like, what's the evidence? What is the evidence? Like, what is giving you hope? Have you seen pictures? Is there somebody with an inside position who's talked about it? Or is it just some guy in a Facebook group saying, you know, my mate who works at GW told me that his cousin who, you know, overheard so-and-so talking? Is it one of those? Forgive me for being skeptical, but, you know, don't count your chickens before they're hatched is I think what they say. Short Boxing says, you want to flagellate yourself with rumors, try to follow the Warhammer Old World news cycle. Well, I don't think they ever claimed that that would be a quick thing, right? Didn't they say, like, oh yeah, we're announcing it, but it's like at least 3 years out. So I haven't really been... My expectations are pretty low for releases and information about that. Horus Heresy. Now that's one I'm more excited about. We saw those the pictures leaked of the Horus Heresy box set where it looks like they're getting some new stuff. That's the type of rumor I'm interested in. Once there's a little something to grab onto, not just people chit-chatting about it. And S90, if they reveal that on Saturday, well then I owe you an apology. But I'm skeptical, dude. I'm skeptical. Bring back Cypher. Where did Cypher go? Is Cypher not a thing anymore? Wasn't there like a pretty recent model of Cypher? Yeah, Old World News Cycle. Look, a logo. No, that's not true. Louise Sugden made a nice map for the Old World, right? They have to have some plans around that if they're making a map. Making a map is usually a good start, a good starting point. Making a really detailed map. And they did release some concept art of the Kislevites. Oh, you guys hear that? My voice is taking on a new gravelly tone. I think I'm gonna call it a night here pretty soon, guys. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. As I mentioned earlier on the stream, but I don't know if some of you guys were here, what I'm going to be doing from now on is I'm going to be keeping all these old backlog of streams. Once they're no longer live, I'll probably leave them up for like a day or two, or maybe until I have a newer one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on my Patreon page, so if you guys want to see any of the old streams, you can go on there. And there's other stuff on there too, giveaways, whatever. This is yeah, it's time for me to go to bed, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. European fellows and European people, enjoy your day. Everybody else, you should probably go to sleep as well. I'm not sure what time it is. I guess enjoy your afternoon if you're in the Oceania region. Saw some of you guys in there. But yeah, thanks all for tuning in. I had a blast as usual. And we'll see you next time on Eric's Hobby Workshop.